Hello dental friends, and welcome to another video. One of my fourth year friends from Vars messaged me yesterday and said that he has his OSCE next Tuesday, and he said he could really use some advice. Right off the bat, how mean would it be for them to have an OSCE station when, because of COVID, they've not been in clinic for a year? But anyway, if they do have an OSCE station, this is my go-to technique for when I need to get a dam on super quickly, and it's how I smash that OSCE station, and I hope it helps you do the same. Unfortunately, I didn't smash the rest of the OSCE, but this one station I did pretty well. If you saw my last video, this is also what I call a fast food dam. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I'll leave a link on the card, whichever side it is, and you can watch it and you might know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I'm a newly qualified dentist, so I'm no expert on rubber dams or anything. This is just the way that works fastest for me, and I thought I'd share because if somebody learns something from this and improves your technique, then this is definitely a video worth making. Without any further ado, let's get started. I've split this technique up into 4 different stages. Number 1 is prepare the clamp. Number 2 is prepare the dam. Number 3 is isolate the tooth. And number 4 is refine. Unfortunately, I don't have access to a phantom head, but I'm positive these teeth set and putty will do the job. The first stage is to prepare the clamp. So as you can see here, I've got a winged clamp. This technique, I don't think it really matters whether you use a wingless or winged, so don't panic when you've only got one or the other. This should work either way. Before you start flossing the clamp, you want to decide which part is going to be lingual or palatal. So in this case, if it's a lower left tooth, this side is going to be lingual or palatal, and if it's an upper left tooth, obviously this side is going to be lingual or palatal, because obviously we have this bow always at the back of the mouth. This is important because of the way I floss clamps, and you want to start on the lingual or palatal side. This is my simple, easy way to floss a clamp. You want a nice long bit of floss. You then want to fold it in half like this, so that one end has the loop and one end obviously has the 2 sides here. You then want to bring your loop side up, pinch it so that it's quite easy to thread through the hole, and you want to thread it through the hole on the lingual side. In this case, it's this part here. So you pop it through the hole like this. So now you've got the loop here and you've got the 2 ends on this side here. You then want to reach through the loop side and just put it like that. There you go. You've got it secured there. The next thing you want to do is just go around that bow here. 1, 2, and 3. Then you just want to grab one of those straight ends and feed it through the hole on the buccal side. There you go. And that's your clamp floss. One other thing I forgot to mention is, even though your clamp's nicely flossed now, I would tie a knot in these 2 loose ends, just because if you don't, it gets in the way later when you're putting it on the dam and it's just a nightmare. So literally just pull it apart, grab it through, do a knot, and you're done. There you go. That won't bother you again. The last part, which is super important, you want to get your clamp forceps, you want to engage the clamp, open it, and then lock them like this. That means that when I'm not holding it, it's locked and it's ready to go. You're going to see in a second why this is so important. So once you've done this, set it to the side, you're done preparing your clamp. The next stage is to prepare your dam. So you start just by putting it on the frame. You don't need to make holes in the dam here when you do this, like you don't need to pinch it through until it punctures it. As long as it's gripping onto it, it's fine. There you go, there was no hole there. So get your dam nice and tight. You don't want it too tight because otherwise it's going to be pulling up against the clamp. As long as it's on and it's stretched, it's fine. When you're deciding where to punch your hole, it's quite easy. All you do is divide it into 4 quadrants here. This is obviously the part where the patient's chin is going to go. In this case, I'm doing a lower right tooth, so I want to do it on this point here. You can obviously just eyeball it, but you can also put the dam on the frame. You can hold it against the tooth that you're isolating, pinpoint where it is, and then you'll have an idea of where to punch the hole. But as long as you're kind of off center, depending on these quadrants, then it doesn't really matter so much. You also want to make sure you have the right sized hole. So this teeny tiny hole is for lower incisors. The next one is for maxillary incisors, then canines, premolars, and finally molars. The other massive hole I think is for when you're trying to put the dam over a clamp, where you'll just need a slightly bigger hole, but I tend not to use that one that much. When you're punching your hole, just make sure that you do one very firm, clean punch, just like that, and squeeze nice and hard and then take it out. If the hole doesn't look nice and clean like this, then I would suggest getting another sheet, because as soon as you stretch it, it's going to tear. If it continues to not make nice holes, you're either not pressing hard enough, or you should probably just adjust your hole punch, because there's probably a problem with it. The third stage is to actually isolate the tooth. Let's say I'm doing this lower right 6 here with the amalgam in it. You can see I've got my forceps ready, it's picked up the clamp. That's pretty key, and you're going to see why. I take the hole, I go to the tooth in question, I stretch it over like this, get 2 fingers holding it down nice and secure, pick up your forceps with your clamp already in, disengage the lock, and then just pop it on, like that. How quick was that? The final step is to refine. You do this by flossing the contact, so just get a bit of floss, wrap it around your 3rd finger, and then you can push it down with your index fingers like this. It blew my mind when someone told me to do that, instead of wrapping it around your index and trying to awkwardly push. So just go in, floss your contact 1, floss your contact 2, and then that's on pretty securely. The airway's protected, and moisture control is much more improved than it would have been had you not had the dam. It's not perfect, but it's definitely safe and it's definitely effective. I would feel comfortable doing an extirpation, I'd feel comfortable having adequate moisture control, and I'd be pretty secure in the fact that I've passed my OSCE station. If you want to refine further, you can grab these 2 floss bits and tie it to this frame here. You can also try and correct these bits. Can you see that the dam is caught in between the tooth and the clamp? You can lift up the clamp and just push down. So just take your forceps, pop it in the holes, and then just lift it and lift it, close, and then just push down. Then that bit should be corrected. And that's basically it. That's how I put on the dam the fast food way, or the please let me pass this OSCE station way. A lot of people like putting the clamp in the rubber dam first and then putting it all on as one unit, and I like that technique a lot. But if I'm doing it quickly, using that method, you're so much more likely to tear the dam, which is why it's not my preferred method if I'm trying to do it quickly. The way I've showed you, I think, has fewer areas that you can go wrong, as long as you follow the steps that I've told you about. That's it from me, guys. Like I said, this is my fast food dam technique, so it's a way to quickly put on the dam and very quickly improve patient safety and moisture control. I hope it helps you 4Ds out with the OSCE. I hope it helps anyone else watching out on clinic. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover, and I'll try my best to do that for you. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, hit subscribe if you want more content like this, and I will see you soon. Take care.